Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Giant Skyhawk channel. I'm your host, Large Avian Individual, and I'm here with a very funny deck profile today. So a good friend of mine from the Shiggy's Discord server, Kaitlyn, got 5th place at a regional over in the UK. And we thought it would be funny to do a deck profile for the channel because A, the list is cool, and this is a cool accomplishment for my friend. But also, B, the ban list is happening soon, so this is like a snapshot in time, if you would. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you played.
Hey, I'm Kaitlyn. Got fifth place at Cardiff Regionals playing Flunder, the best deck in the format. The pack wasn't lying. The flu is the goo of the format, and I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. This deck is nuts. I saw Shifter 3 times, and somehow still won. I don't know how
Uh,
that happened.
that's amazing. Only seeing Shifter 3 times over the whole run. You've defeated all of the skill arguments that have ever existed about this deck. Uh,
I'm telling you right now, this deck is more skillful than Sprite. I'm telling you right now, this deck is more skillful than Sprite.
all right. Well, without further ado, let's see what you got.
So, Curly, the best card in the deck, free Robina, free Eaglin,
Hmm.
and obviously the two small birds. Just
So,
standard. They're really insane
yeah,
overall,
I take it
as you know.
there's no reason to play two of the other small birds, the
Not
Stree and the
really.
Toucannon.
Like especially with everyone's on shifter. So like I'm not gonna lie, this card barely comes up. Like if you're playing in like a shifter mirror,
Right.
and especially on Necro Valley, this card even dead more. I found myself getting Necro Valley like obviously before the year I was on Flunder, and then just going a can't Stree for the rest of the game. So that was always fun. But overall, doesn't really matter too much. But still, kind of hurts a little bit.
Makes sense.
Toucan's insane. Toucan is literally like my favorite card out of all of them. I don't know what it is. This card, it just kept banishing stuff. Like, I can't remember what deck it was. It was Sprite. It just banished my M-Pen and then drolled me. And I just went, okay, cool. It was cool. It didn't really matter. Toucan's just broken. I love it.
Very good, very good.
Oop,
All right, I see the big old penguin hanging out
yes,
there.
of course. And now the two M-Pen.
Hmm.
Bet like obviously two is just standard. The card's insane. It searches your map. It gets you your unexplored wins. It helps you get the advent to like play around like Sulik is a good one. I used it to like play around Sulik a couple times during the event. Um, realistically, just you need it. Let's be honest. It's the best like big name in the deck.
Big Trumbo.
Now, now until the one ofs. Let's go. So we have Ryza, Curly, the Wonder, the deck, and the Apex himself. This card came up a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, I barely summoned it. I mostly was summoning it if I was like I summoned it once in a mirror match, like run free, and apart from that, I didn't summon it unless someone tried to bait me out into like to attempt into a battle phase because obviously I'm gonna play around evenly.
Right.
This card, I saw. I'm not gonna lie. I saw like Eagle and Robina map, Eagle in like most of my games. Even though I wasn't seeing shifter, I was at least seeing like full combo. So my end board was just this M-Pen every like game. I was going first. Not gonna lie, first um 2 rounds lost the die roll. I don't think I deserved to win them, but like all I'm saying is evenly is a broken card, and I love it.
Let's listen. You go how you go. All right.
um,
That's it for the
I would
monsters, I
consider this.
assume.
I would consider this like maybe a two off. I'm not gonna lie.
Interesting. Okay.
Like it's kind of nuts. I just wanted to stick to 40, so I put one.
Deal, deal.
So we're playing free map
Yeah.
and the one terraforming.
It's
Clearly, it's just the most broken card in
a
the
good card.
deck.
Yep.
We're playing all the cards that play around targeting. Not a lot of people I saw recently have been on Book. I think Book's actually insane. It helps you play around Baguska. Like multiple times, I'd shifter against Teal and Ishizu, and then they would just Baguska me, and I would just go, okay. I drew the book the like Baguska and just go off, and he couldn't really do anything about it. This card, I drew it 3 times against an Ishizu tier player, and he looked like he wanted to kill me. I don't blame him. I feel awful. I he just kept trying to target things, and I would just go, well,
No,
Advent.
no
I
Dragus
adverted him
Tapelia
twice.
for
He's like,
you.
I adverted him quite. I added him twice, and then like I had him the third time. and his face just exploded. Like he had, then he just scooped like shortly after. I felt
Amazing.
awful playing this deck. Felt like I just felt so awful playing it because yeah, what you could tell everyone's life was just being drained from their face every time I went Robina effect.
You got your regional top, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. To be fair, I can't be blamed for in a tier 0 format. It's
That's true. That's
you
true.
gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta do
Yeah,
what you gotta do.
I'm with you.
The two like one-off spells in the deck.
Yeah.
This card's broken. It won me the mirror match, and Callby's a weird one. I don't know how I feel about it. If I'm honest, I played it because I think it's a really powerful one-off, especially against Orange Light, which is the main reason I liked it. I never got to use it against Orange Light because I never opened up Shifter.
Right.
But there's in theory, this card was just okay. If I activate Shifter and they Orange Light me, I call by it and just hope it like it
So
does the job. It also is good against Veiler, people on Veiler, and like for just in case, or like some people are on Ash as a hand trap. But overall, never really came up. The only times it really came up was against the Shizu, where I would just use it as another like crow.
it is
Really,
interesting. So do you think would you continue to play it now that Orange Light is going to be at 1 on the upcoming list?
not really. Well, I'd probably cut it. Not like the
Interesting.
orange like going to 1. It doesn't really do enough. It depends. If hand traps come back into the format, which I don't really see happening, I do think you play it, but overall, I just don't think it's good enough
Fair enough.
unless you have free orange light. Um, Now on to the funny good cards. So we
Hmm.
have 3 Pot, a Prosp,
Very, very
and
funny card.
3 Duality.
Yay.
Duality, obviously, these are the standard. These cards are insane. Half the reason that this deck is playable, because I only bricked once during the entire event. I don't know how I did it. All the testing I've done, I bricked most of my games. These, I they're insane.
It
Genuinely
is
love them.
it is funny to me that after all this time a deck gets to play Pot of Duality and it's like
Card's been
actually really
insane
strong.
since who knows how ever.
Yeah,
I remember playing in hat format and windups. Like it's insane.
exactly. All right. What else we got going
All
on
right,
here?
now this is it for like non like flex spots in my opinion, or at
Yeah.
least right now, and it's just the one Dreamtown. The
Yeah,
card's insane. Like you search it every turn. Like like you need this card for just winning,
I'm with you.
going first.
Mhm.
Now on to like the semi flex spots. I was meaning free evenly, free Dark Ruler, and obviously the tree shifter. Now this card won so many games. Like this
Yeah.
card just decimated every like most of my matches. Like I generally can't like think my win is because of evenly match, and these aren't even my evenlies. Um,
Valid.
um,
So what was
Dark Ruler. Hmm?
I was just gonna say what was the evenly four mostly because I know a Shizu tier like they can either set up crime or the Baron de Fleur, but if you can bait that out and then drop evenly, it like clears all the resources, right?
Well, that's the thing. That's the nice part about evenly. Like if you open 2 of it, you were breaking most boards.
Yeah.
Um, Mostly. But the thing is, I was also playing Book, and Book also baits out Baron as
Right.
well.
So you
So like,
can.
if you open up Book plus this, like you're basically playing like 5 ways to out of negate or out of board
Yeah.
in a way, if that makes sense. Like this card is like, yeah, they had negates, but even if so, you bait the Baron and maybe you could break the board still.
Yeah.
Realistically, it didn't really come down to that most of the games. I'm not gonna lie, most of the Ishizu tier games I won. I was going first. I only lost against Ishizu tier the entire 7 rounds.
Yeah. Speaking of
Um,
cards that pair well with evenly matched, Dark Ruler in the main deck.
yeah, another good point. Not gonna lie, never used the card once the entire event. Like I
There's
generally
always a
think
card.
this card. Like I played it realistically because of this, but I never found myself using it like at all the entire event. Like I never was going into a board I didn't think I couldn't. Like I never was in a situation where I went, oh, okay, Dark Roar evenly at all. And Dark Roar, all the matchups like I drew it in, I was just like I can just break the board anyway. Like against Sprite, I drew it once, and I was just like, cool. No, I'm not gonna lie. They ended on like I can't even remember what the board was. They ended on something that was like no omnis, and I just went evenly, and it was just like okay, like that was it. Like this never came up. In theory, I don't like it's good, but I don't know if I'd continue playing it. I just never had it come up really.
It
Another
seems,
thing I have issue with, it doesn't do anything against a Shizu tier at all. Like it hits the Rukalos, but like what are they Rukalosing in your deck anyway?
yeah, and
Um,
if
uh,
you
and
can always bring
Dracostapelia, I
back
guess.
you can always bring back the Rocalos. So it's
Like it hits a Dracostapelia, but you're already playing 5 ways to basically dodge it.
yeah,
Like
makes sense.
also again, you have these like normally when I did evenly Chizu tier players, they would just leave Dracostapelia and like usually you can play around the one interruption anyway. You just weren't running with barrier statue. Like so it's like fine. Like I would honestly probably replace this with something else. I'm not sure what, maybe lightning storms, but I don't think you play this in like at least from my experience. Maybe it's just at the end of the day I don't play this deck. I played this a week I played this a week before the event. Um I played this a week before the event.
Yeah,
I'm not the best with the Fury, but at the end of the day I think this didn't come up as much as I wished
yeah,
it did.
and
And obviously I don't have to explain the shifter. The
I don't
shifters
think
are
we have
insane.
to. I don't think we have to talk very much about Dimension Shift.
Yeah, shifter's insane.
All right, do you want to do
Um
the side deck or the extra deck first?
Let's do the extra deck, the
All
best
right,
part of the deck.
let's see what you got.
Okay, so let's start off with the obvious ones.
The
So we're
actual
playing
cards,
the
yeah,
Loricless,
yeah,
the Downerd, and the Zeus.
yep.
Um, Clearly, I'm not gonna lie, this came up once in testing. I didn't resolve it once. I never even like considered going into this at any of my points
It's just like one of
during
those
my
like
matches.
you're not using the extra deck, so you might as well cover as many edge cases
Well,
as you
like
can.
the thing is, it can come up, but like very rarely, and it doesn't just seem worth it.
Right.
Like half the time, because like most of the time, if you can go into like 2 bodies, like you can just probably break the board anyway, or go into a good like a better situation.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Like I never found myself ever going, yeah, I should make Zeus here. At least in my situations, I never played really any control matchups apart from the mirror. Really, to be fair, so maybe it might have came up there, but I just never had the
Valid.
issue come up.
All right. What
So
else?
like,
What other nonsense have you got in here?
so well, we're playing the one teardrop, the one Bengal answer,
Literally,
the
of
one
course you are. You're
Sylvan
just playing. You're
Sacrifice.
just gonna smoke screen into Sun Avalon. Are you serious? You gotta be no, no. This is not on your deck list. There's no way.
No, this is on my deck list.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding. I had to write every single one of these cards, and I was just like, I can't wait to never summon a single one of them. The realistic idea is I did borrow a majority of the deck, including the core, so I didn't really have any of the funny cards to play. Like I had the Underworld Goddess and stuff, but I just didn't have enough time. I got it in such a short time before I came down to the regionals, so I ended up just throwing whatever spare deck I had, and I'm a big fan of the plants. I got like the deck's insane. I love it, and I do think it's a really cool deck this format.
As event
So
preparation
I
is
just
completely useless, folks. It's just you don't need to do it at all. It's,
yeah. So I these were all just prosperity
that's
cards, but I think it was really funny.
fantastic. You should have written
I
the
was
name
hoping
of the deck as Sun Avalon Floowandereeze. And it's
I
been like the
wanted
whole
to.
extra deck.
I really wanted to. That was the whole point. I really wanted to.
All right. So what do we got going on the side? Let's see what we got.
Okay, so let's start off with the free one-offs. Yeah, the free one-offs. So we're playing Harpies, Di-Fi, and the German unexplored ones. Now, obviously we're playing Harpies as just back row decks.
Yeah.
Like it also, I found myself siding this on a lot against the Shizu tier
Mhm.
because even though they get plus off everything you send to grave, like Crime, Silic, or even anything, you're baiting out Crime or you're getting rid of Silic, and that's a lot to get rid of.
You just need to clear
Like,
one of them. Yeah. Because that
like
starts the whole
realistically,
resource loop over again. Yeah.
yeah, like let's say like you're in a board state where they only have like Silic Set and Dukes of Peli on board and a Kaleido Heart. Like this alone clears basically Kaleido Heart plus Silic on its own, which is insane. And
Yeah.
then all you have to deal with is maybe like a Shuffler plus Dracostapelia, which I don't know. I found it like just being insane like when it came up. Like another like Di-Fi is an obvious one. I don't think I have
Yeah.
to explain Di-Fi. This card just wins you any matchup. Like when if they die to Shifter, they're dying to Di-Fi. I think this will become a free off in either the main or side to Thunder in next format, but we can always see with how it goes.
Yep.
Now this one's cool. My friend Bernardo, the one who actually lent me the entire deck, he said I should consider playing this for the mirror and overall just for control matchups because at the end of the day, you kind of struggle like keeping up with most trap decks, like big floodgates and stuff. And just as soon as you see this, like you have a way to at least out them.
It makes
Like
sense.
this
Like
card is cracked.
having an in-engine way uh, to out cards in the mirror match or against like any weird rogue trap control stun
Yeah.
deck you might run into sounds really good for a regional event. So that's actually a really cool idea. I'm down with that.
Speaking of which, Stun got top 8.
Well,
But,
oh
but
no.
did you not know? Yeah, I think it was I think his name was Xiao from Team Karibos. He got top
All
8
right.
like playing Stun.
Well,
It was really
this isn't about him. This is about you. But also, it's very funny.
uh, I know. I got respect him honestly.
That's funny.
So
All right.
obviously we're playing a lot of going second cards.
Yeah.
Well in the main. So obviously we had to play the good ones in the side.
Oh my god.
Judgment
This.
was insane going like siding into it. There's multiple times I would just flip Judgment, stop the normal summon, and then he just passed or scooped just because they're under Impen barrier statue and like
Yeah.
it's kind of nuts. Like you're gone. I already, and
Yeah.
next thing you know you're summoning Apex by the end of the turn and you're just OTKing. This card I think I
We
resolved
gotta
it once.
we gotta ban Featherstorm. I hate that
Oh
card.
yeah, this card's stupid.
It's gotta
Like
go.
VFD is legal. That's all I'm saying. This is just VFD. Like you're basically playing this at like 9 as well because you're playing the free ofs and like
Yeah.
all the pots.
And the, yeah,
You see
throughout
it
the
so
impress.
often.
Yeah.
Like you see it so often. It's like just silly. The card should not be legal.
Crazy.
I was playing the mirror and the guy forgot to actually activate against me at game 2. So basically, his end board was Apex, a set back row. I think map pass, and then I evenly him. Like I just go stand by main phase 1, attempt to enter battle phase, end of battle phase evenly, and then he negates it with nothing else on board. So he has nothing, and then I just break. I just do full combo. Then he like scooped shortly after, just then showed me his back row was at, and just admitted he misplayed
Amazing.
completely.
Incredible.
At the end of the day, he admitted he didn't really have much to side for the matchup, and I was really like prepared. Like I think these just win the mirror so hard. I was considering even playing Chart Trick just to see them more often, but overall, I think I saw them enough. Like with the Prosp and Duality, you just see them
Yeah,
so
fair
much.
enough.
It's fine. Now, Lightning Storm's cracked. I Lightning Storm is insane, and we're playing the free Cosmic.
Yep. Just more ways to out
Cosmic,
the traps, right?
well, yeah, like this also just gets rid of Solic as well.
Yeah.
Like, which I believe the only way they can get back is Heartbeat. I believe. So like, the more you get rid of, it's also really nice for floodgates. I'm not gonna lie, my
Yeah.
biggest fear going into this was apparently a lot of people were going siding in floodgates for the like Thunder matchup, like all issues with tier players.
Yeah.
So going first, they would just flip a floodgate, and I was so scared of just okay, they see I'm on Thunder, they're just gonna set a bunch of floodgate, like they're gonna set a floodgate after full comp, and I just can't do much about it. So I wanted to play around it the best I can. Like we're playing the most generic things as possible, and I thought these were perfect for that. Like this card, it's hard piece 2, electric boogaloo, it's broken. I also found myself like against some other decks just going this call monsters. Like I did it against Trigger Slayer as well. It's just because you might as well just wipe up the board, right? So like it's a really good board breaker. It wipes back row. It does the same thing that like Harpies achieves. So I think it's overall just a broken card and really good in this deck, and even just in this format in general. And the same with Cosmic. I think like you need to play with the Harpies, really.
Very nice. All right. Any I guess that's the full run. Any shout outs and or final comments?
We'll start off with final comments. I want Floyd to get hit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Like I love this deck. It's really. I had a lot of fun playing it. But at the end of the day, Shifter is not a fun card. I don't think it. Like I understand that in the format right now, we need Shifter to exist because the Shizu tier is just a broken deck, and I love it. The Shizu tier is such a cool deck as well, and I'm not gonna lie, probably my preferred deck of all the tier 0 formats we've had so far. But at the end of the day, this card it's not fun. I think we can all agree there. So I want this deck to get hit, even if it's just banning Shifter at minimum. Because I do think as someone who didn't open Shifter at all, I still think this deck can compete with Shifter ban. This deck has like a lot to like. It can do a lot, like without Shifter. Like statue Impen is like insane on its own. So I think it's not bad. Like if we got like just said goodbye to Shifter after she's a tier format.
That's
Personally,
a Giga Chad take. I have topped with this deck, and Konami, you have to hit it. Excellent. All right. Any?
was that YC Norm?
That's true. All right. Any shout outs?
I'm gonna shout Bernardo because he literally gave me this deck to play for the event. The man's insane on Flu. He's beaten me on Flu on multiple occasions when I was playing Tier 1, and he's the whole reason I'm playing this deck today. I want to shout my girlfriend Luna. She had my back the entire time. She did insane with cubics on the day, and like just shout out to her like in total like for just supporting me, and shout out to Hawk over as well just for doing this deck profile with me.
Yo, very cool. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on the channel. Tune in next time when Luna shows us how to use Cubic to defeat every threat to humankind. See y'all next time.
See ya.